Well, drone attacks continue in Jammu. In the latest incident, another drone was spotted at Kaluchak and also the Kunjwani military bases. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is going to be meeting Prime Minister Modi this evening and could be briefing him on the Jammu terror threat. Meanwhile, India has dragged Pakistan at the UN in fact to bring global shame to Imran Khan.
Five drones in 3 days. Drone terror threat hovers on military establishments in Jammu. After drones laden with IED attacked Jammu Air Base on Sunday and 2 drones were spotted at Kaluchak Army Base on Monday. Another drone has been spotted near Ratnuchak and Kunjwani military bases in the wee hours of Tuesday, triggering alarm bells among security circles. The unmanned flying object was spotted first at 1:08 a.m. at Ratnuchak base. It then appeared at 3:09 a.m. at Kunjwani base for the second time. A little over an hour later, the drone was again spotted at 4:19 a.m. again near the Kunjwani base.
Security agencies so far are tight-lipped about the incident that took place in the VRs today, but what we are learning is that drone has been spotted at 3 places, at 3 defense installations.
Even as our forces maintain a tight vigil of the skies, the investigation is underway into the Sunday drone strike. Terror outfit Lashkar-e-Taiba is believed to be responsible for the twin blasts, which reportedly was carried out using 2 drones which dropped explosives and was then pulled back by the handlers. The NIA has now taken over the crucial investigation.
Investigations have been intensified into the twin blast that occurred inside the Air Force Station in Jammu. Now the Union Home Ministry has asked the NIA to take over the probe. NIA has been handed over the probe of this entire incident. The scope of the investigation is being expanded, and now the security agencies are trying to get to the bottom of this entire conspiracy.
Diplomatically, India is now upping the ante, raising drone terror at the United Nations and seeking global attention to Pakistan's terror tactics.
Terrorism and cross-border terror attacks have taken a serious, ugly and deadly turn. India has escalated the matter to the United Nations, dragging Pakistan to the world body and exposing Pakistan's cross-border terrorism activities, wherein weaponized drones are now being used to attack India, and the nefarious activities by the Pakistani state against India continues.
The government is keeping a hawk's eye on all the developments in Jammu. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has been briefed by our forces. Prime Minister Modi will also reportedly be briefing by Rajnath Singh on the drone threat in the valley. Our forces and the government are taking no chances. The series of drone sightings has put the security establishment on the highest level of alert now in the valley. With Sunilji Bhatt in Jammu,
Well, terrorists using a drone in India marks a paradigm shift really in India's war on terror. Now, protecting vital assets and points is not about erecting high perimeter walls and sentry posts. The clear and present danger is from the skies. The threat is not restricted to military convoys or camps in Jammu and Kashmir, but spread almost across the country. Cricket stadiums, malls, markets, temples, even the stock exchange. And protecting every vital asset or point is easier said than done.
You've been watching the news of the mini drone attacks in Jammu. Dinky little plastic drones triggering a state of high alert. Bits of plastic, sparking fear and terror in an age of high-tech warfare. But you're probably also thinking, can't India also conduct mini drone strikes? The simple theoretical answer is yes. Converting a hobby drone into a grenade carrier isn't a complicated task and can be done at low cost without much effort. These silent killers are hard to detect and neutralize in time and can be used to wage war with plausible deniability. But if your question is whether India conducts such mini drone strikes already, well, that's where things begin to blur. let's tell you what we know for sure. For starters, like we said, rigging an IED or grenade to a drone isn't difficult. Several medium performance hobby drones can easily be integrated for such tasks. Second, Indian forces have been scouting mini drones purpose-built for such strikes, like the Israeli Firefly seen in these pictures, a helicopter-style mini drone packing a sensor and warhead basically used by infantry teams to hunt down, pinpoint and attack kamikaze style. These devastating drones have recently been ordered by the Israeli Defense Forces and could soon find a place with Indian infantry teams. And finally, Indian drone companies, which already supply high-quality drones to the Indian military, are looking to offer armed varieties of their quadcopters, giving the military the option of purchasing specialized, tiny hunter-killers.
There are multiple things shipped. So there are various category of armed drones that will be required. And there are reports that a significantly large number is going to be required. However, as a company, IdeaForge is probably not going to look at arming them ourselves. At the very best, we may look at partnering with people who want to, put such payload. Now, whether do we have payload capability or not, we do have payload capability on some of our systems. However, we are probably only looking at partnerships in that domain. So we're going to be exploring this via partners.
The utility of drone attacks like these is they're difficult to trace back and provide a compelling low investment effect on the adversary. Whether India will deploy such tactics remains to be seen. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, on Sunday it was an Air Force station. Tomorrow it can be a military convoy or a crowded cricket stadium or a mall even, possibly even a cinema hall. Terrorists can use a drone-mounted improvised explosive device to cause mayhem even on non-military targets. What are the options for India? There is technology available to jam signals or laser beams to destroy the drone in the air. But can every vital asset, vital point, building, train, aircraft, convoys be protected? What is it that India needs to do?
First, the Jammu air station, and then the Kaluchak military station. Both just kilometers from the international border, where the sponsors of such attacks are likely situated. But the tiny range of such drones makes it likely that while they were handled from across, they were piloted from Indian territory for sure. So you're probably wondering in that case, are such drone attacks a threat only in our border areas, or could they hit our cities as well? The straight answer is yes, cities are most definitely vulnerable to mini drone warfare. Think about it. Terrorist sleeper cells and bomb-making units can easily access drones and explosive materials. And such tactics could be used to hit crowded areas in our cities anywhere. How to stop bomber drones, for instance, from crashing into crowds at the Kumbh Mela or flying directly into a VVIP enclosure at an important public event? Unlike open spaces around military stations, detecting drones would be even more difficult in a built-up urban environment. India's national capital, for instance, has recognized the drone threat for years. Task forces appointed by the Delhi Police and Civil Aviation departments have been identifying lists of sensitive installations in Delhi that need anti-drone protection and have been drawing up a standard operating procedure for law enforcement agencies on what to do in the event of a rogue strike in the national capital. India's Republic Day parade in January 2018 was among the first public events where security forces were specifically equipped with radars and anti-aircraft guns to counter rogue drones. Crowded tourist destinations of India are also on alert to the drone threat. The Goa police have developed and deployed a system to track and identify rogue drones, especially over crowded areas, using radio frequency scanner technology. As the implications of the Jammu drone attack sink in, such efforts in the country will be sharpened and accelerated across our cities as well. There isn't a moment to lose. Bureau Report, India Today.